Welcome to the Mind Body Podcast. I'm your host, Maria Angelova, and I'm here to challenge everything you have been told about aging and wellness. This podcast is for those who refuse to accept that growing old means growing unhealthy. Each week, I will bring you dynamic conversations with inspirational guests, sharing practical advice, insights, and motivation to live your life rebelliously as you age with grace and vitality. This is your time to embrace self-care, transformation, and an infectious spirit that says no to the conventional and yes to a vibrant, powerful life. Let's dive in and redefine what it means to live well. Hi, Rebels, and welcome to the Mind Body Podcast, your rebellious podcast with me, your host, Maria, where it is all about a strong body, calm mind, healing, and fully living. And what better guest than our guest today, Sheryl Grant, who is a transformation leader and who is, oh my gosh, we have so many things in common, who is all about good vibes, who is all about living your best life no matter the age, and who is a perfect example of doing that. Sheryl, welcome. So glad to have you here.
So glad to be here today. So glad to be here.
Yes, I am excited that you're here. So, Sheryl, we have a phenomenal story. You guys have to check her, Sheryl's social media. Great vibes all around. And Sheryl, let's start. Give us 3 words that tell us a little bit about who Sheryl is and a little bit of a backstory behind each word.
Oh my God. I like how you started off spicy already. 3 words. I get 3 words.
Only 3, sorry.
Oh my God. Listen, you guys, I've never described myself. So this is the first time. So this is going to be very interesting. 3 words to describe me.
Mm-hmm.
1 word would be transformationist. And she just announced that in my title. And I have been doing this since I was a little girl, having to adapt and readjust to certain situations. I changed schools like 12 to 13 times between elementary and high school. So I had to learn how to adapt to new environments very quickly. I would consider myself someone who is very passionate. When I give myself to something, I give my whole being to it. I give my whole thought process to it. And I really am a product of what I live. So what I say to you is how I really live my life. I would also say that I am very spiritual, not religious, but spiritual, in that I just believe in a higher power, and I believe that we were all put on this earth to do great work, and some of us just lose our way. And we lose our way by being conditioned by the surroundings around us and or programming from family members, childhood experiences. But your true gift and your true being for being here is to be the brightest light you can possibly be.
Ooh. Oh, Sheryl, I'm getting hot in here just listening to
And
you.
I probably would add so much more, but she only gave me 3, you guys. She said 3.
We got us squeezing the time in the podcast.
I had to keep it down. I had to keep it down. Yes.
So, Sheryl, I'm even thinking like I usually take one of the words and take a direction with them. And I'm like, wow, all fantastic words. And like, we can make an episode based on each and every word.
I think we could.
Right? So let's start with transformation, because just yesterday I was having a conversation with somebody and we were talking about change and how scary change can be, right? And why is change so scary is because we have all these conditionings and we're so used to being in that box, and then a change happens and that box is rocked and you're like, oh, what's happening? What do I do? And like you and I started talking pre-recording about one change that takes place in particularly in women's life, right? And that is the hormonal change that starts taking place, perimenopausal, menopausal. Woohoo! Who can relate to that, ladies? Gentlemen, tune in, because you do guys go through that same thing again, maybe in some different ways, but yes, you do. So, Sheryl, let's talk about age is just a number. That is what I think. Age has nothing to do about how we are aging. Age is all about embracing your age, embracing your youthfulness, embracing who you are. I'm also very spiritual like you are. I do think we come here with a purpose. And I do think when we step into that purpose and we unleash that tremendous rebellious energy, we stay youthful.
So we do. I agree. Oh my God, Maria, we are, Maria, on the same page. Menopause is not a joke. And so the fellas do need to listen from the perspective of, if you're in a relationship with a woman, you need to understand that this truly is a biological, that something that's happening to your physical body. And not only is it happening to your body in ways that are sometimes unexplainable, other than this oven comes on inside of you and you have no control over it, as well as just hormonally, you can't sleep at night, how, your focus, it's really hard to focus on things. Your body really does go through a change. And my grandmother used to tell me, women would lose their mind going through menopause. And so it's very important as women when we're going through that. And especially for me, I didn't do any hormone replacement, which looking back, I didn't because my grandmother didn't, and I didn't because I saw the impact that it had on women when they did weight gain, just different things, and I didn't want to go through that. But looking back, I'm going to tell you, I went through a lot, and I didn't even realize at the time how heavy it was. The journey of menopause was not only actually going through menopause, but premenopausal symptoms, actually going through menopause, and then postmenopausal symptoms. And I want to say to you that the number one thing that you could do is take care of you. And taking care of you means also that taking care of you is taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. But taking care of you really does mean that you need to pay attention to your diet. You really do need to implement some kind of an exercise system to release some of the anxiety and stress that comes along with that you sometimes can't control. And the best way to do it, to me, a form of it is exercise. And there's so much I can say, Maria, and I don't know if you wanted to add in, but for me, I think the greatest thing that ever got me through it was exercising and really taking care of my mind, making sure that I paid attention to what I was listening to, what kind of information was being fed to me, that I built a support system of other women around me just to support me, to make me not feel like I was going crazy, like I had lost my total mind. You needed to have that. So I want to encourage you, like, menopause is a very real thing, but it's also, while it's one of those passages of life, like you're a woman, you're going to go through it. Empower yourself. Don't allow it to defeat you. Empower yourself. And as you start to feel it, start to do education. Look at alternate ways and things that you can do for your body. And I'm going to also say that not everybody's journey is the same through menopause. So you need to make sure that you're getting to know yourself and you're giving yourself what you need. And how do you do that? One, meditation. It's hard to stay focused, but I'm going to tell you, meditation was a big thing for me. Drinking teas, certain teas, and I had to mix and match and find until I found that solution for me. But this is a crucial time. And the most important person during this transition in life that you're going through is you. So take care of you.
I just finished an energy session right before our recording, and that was one of the big topics that we spoke with the client, is that self-care, putting yourself first. And I think I would love to hear about the household you grew up with, but I think for a lot of women in a lot of cultures, putting yourself first is not exactly what we are taught. And in a lot of cultures, people were shamed, women are made to feel guilty that they're prioritizing themselves, their well-being. I do think we're seeing a shift in mindset around that, which I'm very happy to see. But Sheryl, I'm so glad that you mentioned the basic pillars of health. And that's one thing I always tell people, we're always looking for the new cream and the new magical solution. And it's like, really, it's the baseline, the foundation of health and well-being have not changed through the years. And they're the nutrition, they're the hydrations, it's how we sleep, it's movement. It's exactly the basic things that you noted. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that each one of us is going to have a different journey. And that is totally okay. Just because a certain exercise regime works for one person does not mean it's going to work for you. It does not mean you're going to enjoy it. And one big piece I tell people is you have to find something that fuels your soul. So for me, I do a lot of the Pilates type of movement. I love to run. That's me. Doesn't mean you're going to love it, right? I love to, you mentioned meditation. For me, my movement is my meditation. I zone out when I'm doing my movement. Don't talk to me. Don't bother me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't expect my attention. It is my time. And my family knows they better not bother me while I'm doing my movement. So you're mentioning such very important, which, I think we have all heard them. It's about how do we implement them. Do you have any tips? Because everybody has heard we need to eat well, right? We need to hydrate, we need to exercise. Do you have any tips, especially for females, mid-aged females, and I would say especially those who do not have those habits from their young years?
All right. So there's so many things that I could talk on in this moment. So one of the things and not everybody needs to, I'm training for Miss Olympia. So I became Miss Olympia at the age of 55 and I'm 62. And, and I'm now training again for Miss Olympia. And not everybody wants to be Miss Olympia. But one of the things when I'm sharing with you the importance of exercise is you do something. Something is better than nothing. You can walk. Walking is an amazing way to energize yourself. Not only walking outside is even better.
Yes.
Big months nature. There's studies that show how it impacts your psyche, and removing music sometimes and just being at one and at peace with you and the universe and everything that you're seeing, and really being present to the moment. And I think so often you said a lot of things when you were talking, Maria, but one of the things we as women have been deemed to be these super women. We need to be able to do it all. And if you're that woman, I don't want to deny you to be who you need to be for yourself. But what I want to encourage everyone is no one is superwoman. No one is superman. There comes a point in time where it's really truly about balance. And it's not necessarily, when I say balance, it's not necessarily 50-50, but there needs to be some type of balance in your life. 100% of anything all the time is just not healthy. I think we have to balance things, and we have to balance how we're approaching things. So exercise is one. Walking is drinking water, hydrating. You can do little simple exercises as far as building your body strength. But the interesting thing about fitness is that it not only helps you with your body. What I learned on my road to Miss Olympia was that it also helps your mind, and it helps you to
100%.
quiet your mind and all those thoughts that are going through. Did I do the laundry? Did I take the kids to school? Do I need to do this? All the things. Every once in a while, you need to quiet your mind and find that peace and be in the moment of now, not thinking about what you do in the future or what you did in the past. Your greatest power is being in the moment and being present. As you're listening to this podcast, being present. They say that the present is really the gift. The future is anxiety, and living in the past is depression. So empower yourself to understand psychologically how you process information. Empower yourself to do sit-ups, take a walk, do core strength training, not only training. And you could do that by just doing a plank. If you don't know what a plank is, go ahead and Google it, write it down. You can do pelvic lifts. That will help you. You can do simple things as chair squats. You can lean against the wall and do push-ups. Just do some form of exercise. And my thing, walking is one of the best, because you want to get your heart rate up for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Why do you want to do that? One, it's for blood flow. One, it's oxygenating your brain and getting your brain cells going. And so exercise is one of the most amazing things you could do. And Maria, I want to share something. I have a book, it's called Fit for Life, and I just read it this morning. I do these calls every morning, Maria, from 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. And they last 10 minutes. They're just motivational calls, just to inspire you. And today I said, releasing limitations. The name of this is called the Come Up. Okay, so releasing limitations. I release my chains and give myself permission to explore the extraordinary potential within me. This journey that you're going through, menopause, you're finding a new you, and you get to reinvent you in a way that you never thought imaginable. Take it as a power and opportunity. Yes, change can be scary, but the one thing we know in life that is constant is change. It's inevitable. You're going to change. So why not embrace it and walk into it with confidence and know that you can? All is well in your world. Everything is going to work out, and the worry is not going to help it get it there any faster. Trust the process. That's what I had to learn. Trust the process and do the work. Pause. Take time to take care of you. Pause mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
that is like a buttload of advice right there, and fantastic one. All that I agree with, and couple of tremendous points that you made, and that's something that you mentioned before is, finding, I call it finding your tribe, finding your community of like-minded women who understand where you're going to, who support you, who cheer you, right, instead of judge you for whatever it is that you're going through.
Hey Rebels, I want to take a quick moment to share something super exciting with you. If you've been feeling stuck, disconnected, or just know there is more to life than what you're experiencing, I have something special for you. I have created a powerful 6-step video series called Unleash Your Potential, an introduction to the Angelova Method. As a valued mind-body podcast listener, the series is my gift to you. In this series, I will guide you through the core elements of the Angelova Method, a unique approach that integrates movement, mindset, and mastery to help you align your body, mind, and life. You will learn practical techniques to improve your alignment, boost your core strength, and connect deeply to your inner self. Whether you're looking to enhance your physical health, gain mental clarity, or simply live more fully, these videos are designed to get you started on the path to your most vibrant self. And the best part? It's completely free. So if you're ready to break through barriers and unleash your full potential, head over to mindbodyexpert.com and get started today. Let's take this journey together, because you, my rebel, deserve nothing less than the extraordinary.
You also notice, sometimes when we exercise, take the music out. And I'll tell you, I personally love music, but sometimes I feel compelled to take the music out and just listen to the birds or to the sounds of nature, or, just no music. I crave that quietness. So I listen to my body. I listen to what it is prompting me. Today is a great day to really turn it up. Fast-paced music, great. Another day I put meditation music. Another day I have no music, but I kind of let my body guide me. Another thing that I do, Sheryl, is sometimes I go for a really fast run. Other days it's like today's a walking day. And other days, today I'm going to do more stretching, because I tune into my body to what it needs versus I have to do this every day. And then what I call my movement is I call it intentional movement. Why? Because when I'm moving, I am practicing that mind-body connection that you mentioned. Instead of thinking I'm doing the exercise and I'm thinking of what's for dinner and the project I have to finish and what's going on with with my husband and so forth, right? I stay present, which is something so powerful that you brought up, to what it is that I'm doing. And listen, guys, you can be present making a cup of tea. That's my favorite example, right? It doesn't mean sitting down for 15 minutes with your fingers this way and your legs crossed that way. Exactly. You can be present, like right now. You could be only listening to the podcast, really listening and tuning into every single word you are saying and saying, how does this resonate with me? That is being present, right? Sometimes we think being present means something huge and we need to put extra time. No, being present is being present into whatever it is that you're doing. And it's such a powerful practice. And Sheryl, I would tell you, like, being present, when I started doing my Pilates practice, it was the time just for me. And that is what led me to connect to my intuition. That's what led me to resign my corporate job. That's what led me to start my Rebellious company. And continuously following my intuition is what has led to the development of the Angelova Method, which is the mindset and movement coaching, right? So if we tune into our intuition, like you said, do not dread it. Change is permanent. Change will always be there. Tune in, listen to yourself. Know that you will always be taken care of no matter what. Now, I do want to say it doesn't mean it's always going to be easy. I don't know if you have a comment on that, Sheryl, right? We go through the ups and downs, but we'll learn to flow with life. And life is so much fuller and so much more abundant and high vibrational and fulfilling and positive.
And one of the things, we live in a microwave society where everybody wants it right now. I want to lose 50 pounds right now. I want to, whatever it is, but I want it right now. And the truth of the matter is, you didn't gain, I'm just using this as an analogy, but you didn't gain 50 pounds overnight. It happened over a period of time. And while we often don't want to do the work, that's where the gratification is. There are no easy roads. I don't think there are any quick fixes. There is mindset. There's a mental shift that needs to happen within your mind. Do I like working out every day? I can't tell you that I do. I do it because it makes me feel good. There's a result on the other side of it that I'm looking for the result of what it gives me. In the beginning, when I started working out, there were certain weights I couldn't do. And then as I began to do it enough, I started building up the strength, and then I could actually elevate and go to the next level and start working out with heavier weights. We all need to go through this progression, just like one of the greatest analogies I have is thinking about a toddler, right? A toddler walking. When a toddler walks or is learning to walk, how many times does it fall down? Mm-hmm. And at the 100th time, does it say, I'm not going to walk anymore because this is too hard? No, it continues to try until it perfects it. It's the same thing in life. There are no easy ways. And I don't want to sell you on easy. What I want to sell you, not even sell you on, what I want to invite you to is, how do you live your most amazing life? How do you be the best version of yourself? Going through menopause, going through financial turns, going through whatever that may be for you. I want to say to you, one, you can get through it. And is it going to be easy? Maybe not. But it's about your ability to step up to the challenge and know that it's going to work out. Know and believe that it's going to work out. A part of my book is called Faith, Maria. And faith for me, fit for life. And fit for me stands for faith, the ability to believe in you, but you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are and what value you bring. And your intuition, learning how to trust yourself. Is the universe or is outside sources always telling you what you should do and how you should be? Because there's a voice inside of you that knows exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it. But we have to quiet our mind in order to hear it. And then you have, and I consider that like your personal GPS system. It's your personal guide to guide you through this thing called life. And then tenacity, we got to do the work. So when it's talking to you, you just said, Maria, sometimes I run, sometimes I walk, sometimes, I think you said stretching, but because she's listening to what her body says, not what is her body calling her to do? And right now, I'm going to tell you, more than anything, your mindset is everything going through menopause. Your mindset is everything in terms of the life you're living. Yes. Your mindset is everything. And I'm all about, and Maria is all about, I'm about my mantra. My products are about being fit for life. I don't train people. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a nutritionist. What I want to do is get you mentally fit for life, because this thing in life, it's all about mental. When you look at the news, when you look at all that's going on in the world, the fires, all the things you have, if you have families, you're a mother and you got work and you got friends and you're trying to balance all of this. Your mindset is everything. And what you tell yourself is the most powerful thing in the world, because that mandates whatever you focus on, you attract. So be very careful of the thoughts that you're thinking. And if you tell yourself you can, you will. If you tell yourself you can't, you won't. Either way, you're right. We're inviting you to choose again. Choose you for what you want in your life.
Yeah. And, one thought that popped up as you were talking, Sheryl, was when you're talking that we have all these responsibilities. Know that it's okay to say no. Yeah, no, right? No is a full sentence. You don't have to provide explanations of why not. You're tired. You have other things on your plate. And I will tell you something that my friends make fun of me is, I'm like, I have to do my self-care. And they're like, well, can you have coffee and then do your self-care? And I'm like, no. That's just because I know if I take care of myself and I do what I have to do to fill my cup, my day is going to go so much differently than if I don't. And if I skip my self-care a couple of days, I will tell you, Sheryl, I am very aware of it. I'm aware of my mood. I'm aware of how I focus. I'm aware of how I show up. I'm just not as nice as when I do my self-care. And, I think that's also very important to remember, because we think that sometimes if we prioritize everybody else, we're doing the world a favor, and we really are not. Because when our cup is empty and when we are, serving from lack, from an emptiness, that is not a good place to be. And over time, we wear and tear our body mentally, physically, spiritually, right? We become depleted, and that is not a good place to be. And along with all of the hormonal changes, which are a lot, your body changes. The way you look changes. Like you said, the hot flashes and all that stuff, it's a lot.
It is. And you just said something very valuable too, Maria, and that is You can't pour from an empty cup because you have nothing in it to pour. So you have to fill your cup up first. And if you've ever flown or been on a plane, what is the first thing that they tell you is put the mask on yourself first before you put the mask even on your children. Why do they tell you that? I used to be a flight attendant, by the way. But why do they tell you that? They tell you that because if you pass out, then you can't help anybody else. So you want to put the mask on you to make sure you're oxygenated so that you could take care of everybody else. And that's what we're talking about. And self-care is about developing a daily practice of how you're taking care of your mind. And it is really an empowerment tool that is overlooked so often. We're on social media. We're constantly scanning through other people's lives. We're constantly looking at television, at other people's lives, and everything is only as real as you see it. So your mind is very powerful, but what's important is that you get it in your mind about what you want for your life and live your life. It's not about outside. I have this saying in my book. It says, go within to dream and go outside to dream. Go outside to dream and go within to awaken. And what we're inviting you is to wake up to you, to wake up to the value of you and that you can have anything you want in this life. I really believe that, but it's all about your mindset. And one thought cancels out the other. And again, it's really about empowering you. And especially through the menopause, you said something earlier too, that I want to comment on, and that's community. Community is everything. This podcast is here as a way to help you, provide you with information to help empower you. Once you get this information, I encourage you to invite other people to listen to it so you have a dialogue together and can develop practices around you. As I go on Miss Olympia, my community is very important. I love my girlfriends and I actually enjoy spending time with them, but I can't go out to eat. I can't drink. I can't do the things I choose not to. I shouldn't say can. I don't like the word.
Yeah.
I'm making a choice because I want to go for Miss Olympia. If I want to do that, then I have to make a decision about what kind of things I'm going to participate in and what things I'm not. If it's going to feed me, I'm going to do it. If it's not, I'm going to choose to say no. Rather than going to a bar, I'll go on a walk. Rather than, doing other things, I'll find other ways in which to still collaborate. But those are not options because I don't even want to put myself in a position where I'm going to be challenged or that I might fall off the wagon.
Temptation.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so community is everything. Community is everything.
And another very important point you just made, Sheryl, and that is the importance of choice. And it's important to remember that we have a choice, right? Which is a very powerful thing that we're holding into our hands. And sometimes it's so much easier to become victims of our circumstances. Well, I'm going through menopause, my hormones are changing, not denying it, not saying it's not happening. It's just your mindset around it. What am I going to do through this period of my time so that I can make the most out of it and feel great? And with Sheryl, start with putting yourself first. Know that you have the power. You're the only one. I always tell my clients, Sheryl, you're the only one who is in charge of your time and energy. So how you choose to spend that is in your hands.
It's totally up to you.
Yeah.
So who would have told me that at the age of 62, I can even think about becoming Miss Olympia? Who told me? And a part of it is because I've had the opportunity to do it before. I know the work that it takes. And a part of it is you have to believe in self. And another part of it is you have to trust the process. So when you start these things, trust the process. If you do the work, you're going to get the results. There's no way you can pick up a weight every day and lift it up like this and not gain a muscle. It's impossible. If you do the work, you're going to get the results. Being present, being in the moment, listening to podcasts like Maria's, Getting Fit for Life, my book, engaging in things that are going to help you mentally to reshift the way you're thinking. I started off the word saying I'm a transformationist. Why is that? Why do you say that? Because I have found I spent the first 30 years of my career in corporate America. And what most would call a glass ceiling, for me, it was a brick ceiling. And it seemed as though when I dismantled one brick, two more have been put in its place. And I didn't have a community of people that looked like me that I could go to and explain some of the trouble. So that's why I went on an inward journey to transform my body. But what I didn't realize, the gift it was going to give me, is not only did there was a brick ceiling, but there was a brick ceiling in my own mind about what I could do and couldn't do. So it was a double conundrum. And I had to break through both. And going through that fitness is so important. You said it earlier. It's like a youth drug. If you want to stay young, it works. But in addition, it helps your mind stay alert and bright. And it changed my life. It changed everything. I jumped off the corporate ladder. I wrote a book. I went back to school and got my master's. And I continue to thrive in my business doing mental fitness. Mine is all about your mindset too, about how to help you, give you the tools that you need in order to strengthen you to be your best self. I don't want you to be fit for a moment. I want you to be fit for life. Yes.
Love it. It's a lifestyle. You want to live that lifestyle?
It is.
You gotta embrace the habits that go along with that lifestyle. You know, I love that you keep bringing up process, Sheryl, because like you said, we are so used to, well, I developed these habits over the past 50 years, but then tomorrow I want to be, no. You have to change your habits, and it's a process. And one day is better than the other. You have to show yourself grace, acceptance, patience, have those people around you. Very important what you said, Sheryl. Have the resources, the books, the podcasts, the people around you who reinforce that positive shift in your mindset. So, so beautifully said, Sheryl. Okay, we have to wrap up. We can keep talking and talking and talking. So many great points. Sheryl, what is your definition of rebellious?
Rebellious. My definition of rebellious is to not stand for status quo, to not be defined by a set of rule of engagement that others have set that has nothing to do with you. It's about your ability to trust yourself enough to know what's best for you and not allow anybody else to deter you, even if it means going against mainstream. That's rebellious.
I love it. Thank you, Sheryl. All right, Sheryl, tell us, where can people find you? Tell us what site, social media.
Yeah, so please do. You can follow me on Instagram. I am so excited about the journey to go on Miss Olympia. So you can follow along.
We look forward to watching that journey along.
And you can get involved. My website is SherylGrant.com. And you can also, I have 3 parts. You can purchase my book on Amazon.com. And it's Fit for Life. In addition to that, I have an online program curriculum that you can go online to my website and take a look at. And we're planning an experience. We'll be going to Punta Cana in October the 17th through the 21st, where you can actually experience the curriculum real time with other powerful, amazing women. So please, I welcome you all.
I love it. Sheryl, thank you so much for your wisdom, for your advice, for your bright energy and high vibes. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being an inspiration. Rebels, you know the spiel. Share this with a lot of women. You guys, more of us need to hear this message, and more of us need to step up the game for ourselves. We do a great job stepping up for our communities, families, parents, friends, and so forth. What we forget frequently is to charge ourselves first. So yes, please follow, share, comment. Let us know what kind of questions you have. Make sure to follow Sheryl. And Sheryl, I do look forward to staying in touch and watching your journey and seeing you on stage, shining your light bright.
Thank you for this amazing platform, and keep shining and doing your work. We need you, and I need you. So please continue to do it.
Thank you. Bye, Rebels.
Bye.
Stay rebellious.
Thank you for joining us on the Mind Body Podcast, where we explore the power of living authentically and rebelliously. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow rebellious soul who would love to hear what we share as much as you do. Stay strong, stay calm, and most importantly, stay rebellious. Until next time, rebellious souls, keep living fully. Your journey is just beginning.